Wasn't that festive? Hello, hello, and welcome to Travel Marketeering Live. I am your host, Joshua Harrell. So happy to have you here, especially if you're joining us live. If you are watching us on demand, you can join us live at any time on most Saturdays at noon Eastern Time. Love to have you here wherever you're watching this from. If you are watching it live, you can join in the chats and they will all come through here and then I'll pop over and have a little chin wag with you. Today's show is all about the foundations of your online presence, your digital presence, how you're bringing your brand to life online, a topic I talk about all the time in travel marketing. But today, a little bit different. While I'm welcoming everyone in and just getting started with today's session, hey, if you would like me to go to your website and have a very honest gut check on how you're bringing your brand to life across the foundations of your website, your lead magnets, your landing pages, the whole picture. Drop it down in the chat wherever you're watching this, and I will go and visit and give you some feedback. So drop it down. I do something called a website throwdown where I pick apart a website. So it's going to be a little bit like that, but in particular, I want to look at how you're uh, making your website convert, or how you're designing it to demonstrate your brand presence and get those conversions, those points in time where somebody unknown to you is visiting your website, came to you from various different sources. They could come through organic traffic. Somebody could have sent your link to them, a referral. You could have been on a directory website for travel advisors somewhere. Or maybe you did some paid marketing and you are driving traffic to your website from paid sources. So, no matter how they come to you, they are unknown to you until the point that they do something, and that is a conversion. When they do something like sign up for your email newsletter, uh, submit an inquiry form, or maybe you've got some tips and tricks that you've gathered and created a PDF that they can download, like the top 10 things to do before you go on a holiday to Europe with your family, right? I'm just completely riffing live with you right now, but you've got something that showcases your expertise as something that if they give you their email, you will give them this value, and then from that value, they'll make a decision to either contact you and say, "Hey, I would like to talk to you about booking a trip," or "I want to stay in your universe so you can continue to talk to me." All right. So if you would like me to do a little flying visit through your website to evaluate what you have in terms of those conversion points, how you're bringing your brand to life, and if you don't have those things, I can call them out as well. I think that that would be a way if you are brave enough to let me do that live, then I think everyone watching will be able to see in action how you've brought the things that you've done to bring your brand to life and how we could take it a little further. I guarantee you'll get some inspiration from that. All right. So if you are new, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Travel Marketeering Live. Travel Marketeering is all about marketing and selling your travel products and services through systems because as entrepreneurs, you're not just a marketer. You are the CEO, the COO, the CFO. You're the C everything, as well as the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. So we have to create systems, rules that we can apply to how you market and sell your products and services that you can set up, you can tweak, you can turn up the volume on the things that are working, turn down the volume on the things that aren't working. So it can be working for you even when you're doing other things like selling travel or maybe traveling for yourself. Okay. So That's the whole premise behind travel marketing and something that I'm very, very passionate about. I've been a marketer for my entire career, not just marketing, sales, service delivery. So I call myself a brand strategist. Let me be your brand strategist, as well as get some input from the rest of the travel marketeer community. If you are new here, then I would love to have you join our private Facebook group. It is, you have to go to Facebook and you have to search Travel Marketeers, not Travel Marketeering, Travel Marketeers, because our Facebook group is where the Travel Marketeers go. And this community is a phenomenal community if you want to celebrate wins. If you even want to say, you know what, my website looks like, I don't know, it looks like a mess. Does anybody have any thoughts? This is a group of people who are at various different stages in their travel marketing journey. And I know that they would love to chime in and help you out. So go on over and join us and say hello. All right. I am here. And you know what? I'm going to just say, hey, wherever you're watching, if you could do me a favor, A, make sure you're subscribing to our channel, but also, give me some love. Let me know you're there. I'd love to know where you're watching from and if you've got some hot plans this weekend or next. I am going to do some lifestyle maintenance. How many people need to do that on the weekend? I need to do some lifestyle maintenance. And am getting ready to go to Cruise World in Fort Lauderdale. That is my original hometown. That's where I was born, Fort Lauderdale. And since I've joined the travel industry, I have been to Fort Lauderdale more times than ever in my life. And I love it. I love going. I'm very excited to be at Cruise World this year because I actually am going to get to speak on main stage at Cruise World. And I'm talking about something very near and dear to my heart. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe you don't believe it. But I'm talking about how to be your authentic self online. I know it's a stretch, guys. It's a stretch. I'm gonna see if I can have some impact there. Let's see if I can do it. All right, wherever you are, join me in the chat. And I see Christine is there. Christine, someone who joins Travel Marketeering a lot. Howdy from Rudy's Barbecue in Austin. Grabbing some breakfast tacos and then locking in to work. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you a
Yeah, girl.
and I'm gonna give you another one too,
Yeah,
because
girl.
I feel like Christine, I feel like you join me for Travel Marketeering Live more than anyone else. If I had a Yeah Girl award, I'd have to give it to you for sure. So good to see you. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh, Anne is here. Anne said, "My website is pretty boring. Need to work more on it." And don't feel bad because I'm going to say, people, wherever you're joining from, can you chime in and just say, do you feel like your website needs some more work? I don't know anybody who has ever told me my website is good. Done and dusted. I'm never going to touch it again. I'm telling you, Anne, you are in phenomenal company. Let's see. Kara. Oh, I love Kara. Kara. Hi, Joshua. Watching from my dad's house in Minnesota while one kid has a birthday party for a friend. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love that you're in Minnesota. We always joke about Minnesota being cold and snow, right? We always joke about that. Right now in Atlanta, it is cold, and I am in my garage studio that is not insulated. So in the summer, it's sweltering. Right now, not so bad, but yeah, it's a little cold here. So I don't know what it's like there. I'm sure you are all cuddled up to a fire and just enjoying your time. And good to see you joining us from Phoenix. Good to see you. Michelle joining us from Antonio, Texas in the house today. Let's see. Dawn the 15. I am brand new and just starting to define my brand. I'm working on creating a background for my online presence today. Dawn, this is a great day because if you're creating a background, then we're going to be talking about things that all apply, things that you want to make sure you're building, that you've got on your roadmap. So I'm hoping that you're going to get a lot out of this. Let's see. Kimberly, I had an idea from something that was said at World 25. I just need to implement and get her done. All right, got it, Kimberly. Uh, what was said at World 25 that you need to implement? I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I also wonder if I said it. I'd like to take a little credit for something. No, let's see here. Veronica. Hey from Charlotte. Sorry, I'm clicking on things and they're not going up. Just launched my website a month ago, so not optimized at all. Veronica, drop your website in the chat if you feel like having me take a peek at it. I'd love to see it. You know what? It's so important. Not optimized. When I hear optimized, I think of search engine optimized, where you're trying to make sure that you've got content that Google, Bing, all the AI engines can crawl and consume. Because guess what? AI needs content. You feed AI with content, so you need to make sure your content there. So when I think of optimized, I think of encouraging discoverability and helping to increase the discoverability of your website through content. So maybe that's what you're talking about, or you might be talking about making it look better, making it work better. But I'd love to see your website and give you some thoughts and give some pointers, because I really want to talk about not just logos, colors, those types of design, but do you have the things on your website to convert? So I'd love to have a look if you'll let me. Um, let's see. Christine said, I was thinking about my website and I feel I really need to. Need to what, Christine? I might have lost track of what I was talking about. Let's see. Ventures beyond travel. I like my website, but it could use some help. I'm open to the WorldVia family's thoughts. Venturesbeyondtravel.com. Well, Ventures Beyond Travel, we're going to go over to your website in just a moment. Actually, let me grab your URL so I can make sure that I'm ready to go when I get through the chat here. Let's see, Ventures Beyond Travel.com. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for letting us go there. Okay. We're going to come right back to that. Let me keep on going here. Kara said, I'm wearing my winter jacket. Let's leave it at that. I am with you. I would do that myself. Christine said for her website, need to find a better hero image. Any ideas on how to really find the right one that speaks to us and our business? Oh, I love that one. Okay. You know what, Christine? Let's talk about that right now before we go over to Ventures by Travel. So let's talk about hero image. For those of you don't know, the hero image is the big image that is at the very top of your website. And it is, I mean, I think that's pretty much the standard today. Everyone's got that big hero image. You have it on the home page, that first page on your website. You can have hero images on other sites or other pages within your site. But there is always a challenge in finding the right hero image. Well, and right is probably not the best word to use here. So the advice I have for finding the right image is through everything that you're doing on your website, you're trying to make it clear what you do. And travel is not the word. It's more the thing you want to the people you want to serve, the types of travel you want to serve. So you're looking for an image along with other cues throughout your website that are signaling what you sell. So I have an example of a hero image that I don't have a physical example of it, but I'm going to describe it to you. So it was a website that I was fortunate to visit because somebody wanted me to look at it. And so I'm looking, they were asking for advice. I didn't just like volunteer my thoughts on this, but they are but when I looked at it, they were a cruise-focused, agency, and the hero image, the big image you saw right when the website loaded, was a beautiful picture of a lagoon somewhere, right? It had the beaches, it had the palm trees, it had the blue sky, and it had a rickety rowboat just sitting on the beach, right? So this is like Gilligan's Island. This is it's beautiful. I'd love to visit that place, but my first note was that they were a cruise agency. Now, they could probably get to this beautiful lagoon from a cruise, but what I didn't see was a cruise ship, or I don't necessarily have to see a cruise ship, but I need to see people, in a situation that I immediately connect to a cruise. And that could be a variety of things. That could be a picture of a couple at Celebration Key, where I clearly know that I'm at Celebration Key, Carnival's private island, right? So I know that I got there on a Carnival ship, and I'm enjoying that experience. So there's ways to say cruise without having a big whacking great cruise ship. However, my lagoon picture didn't even have people in it. So it didn't even say, "Hey, this website will help you connect with me. I sell these experiences where you can find a lagoon somewhere and just chill out with no humans around you." Right? There was just a disconnect. Beautiful picture. I got what they were trying to do. They were trying to say, "Hey, you can go to a sunny destination with me." But that was a miss. That was not the right hero image for their website, because the first thing that happens when anyone goes to any website, it doesn't matter if you're in travel or not, is you're trying to figure out, is this the right place for me? And if I was looking for a travel advisor who was focused on cruise, or that would help me with my cruise vacation, that when that website loads, it doesn't matter if it's Cruises by Christine. When I see that picture, there's going to be a disconnect. I'm going to not immediately think, "Oh, this is the one that's going to allow me to do a cruise to Antarctica." I'm just using a very random example, right? So you're wanting to look for a picture that will reinforce what it is you sell or who you serve. And who you serve is a phenomenal one to go with, for a variety of reasons. Because let's be honest, those of you who have been in the game for a while, you have you have your main story, what you focus on, and then there's some subcategories to what you offer. And I think that's brilliant. Most of you, including Christine, I know, do that extremely well. But there's probably some similarities through all the different categories or types of travel that you sell, that are very that's in the person that you're working with. I'm sure you work with a very diverse group of people, but if you serve families, then seeing families, traveling somewhere, enjoying a destination, that's a great hero image, because that's saying, "Hey, does your family look like this? Do you have a young family? Do you have a multi-gen family? Do you have moms, grandparents, and maybe even some adult children that have a tendency to be gravitate towards you and be good customers for you?" Then show those people. And the great thing about most website platforms that you can build your website on, you've got the ability to not only have a hero image, that big image at the top of the website, but you have the ability to make it a carousel, where maybe after a few seconds it rotates. So say you do have this family, and um, uh, they're enjoying Stonehenge. Okay, that's one destination, right? And then you've got the next one. You have another image, and it's another family, maybe similar in age, and now they're doing the national parks, right? If that's in your wheelhouse, right? The common denominator for you is the family, right? I serve families and they're going to have these experiences. So I'm grabbing images that feel right. Now, a lot of people will do, if you focus on something like European vacations, Paris is one of your destinations, right? What says Paris more than the Eiffel Tower? I love that. However, that is common. That's pretty common. So, what I would say is definitely have that picture of the Eiffel Tower. But if you can find a picture that shows, maybe it doesn't show the entire Eiffel Tower, but you get enough of it that you know that it's there, and it shows a couple, and they're enjoying their vacation there in Paris. That chef's kiss, that is awesome, okay? So, always look for something that the moment it loads, it's signaling what you sell or who you serve, and if it's who you serve, it's them enjoying the thing, whether it's enjoying being on a cruise ship and being entertained on a cruise ship, or it's them in Paris and enjoying the experience. Those are the images to look for. The other tip I'd give you, and Christine, I'm really glad you asked this question because I that's the first thing I notice on most websites is the hero image. So I'm glad that you asked that question. But the other tip I'll give you is you want to look for a horizontal photo. You want to look for one that is wider than it is tall. So not the big squares. I mean, you can crop those in. Most definitely can crop those in, but you're really wanting to look for a professional photo that has been taken specifically horizontally, so you can it's going to fit that space. It's not going to go. It's not going to go too low on your website, or you're not going to have to crop out the layout of the picture. Um, and you have enough room to fly text over it, because there's one thing to have a photo, a hero image, a beautiful hero image, but let's fly some words over that. Let's what's your tagline? Or maybe what is the thing that you want everyone to know? I was with the team over at Viking, and they're for the way that they help advisors win is they really drive home the fact that an advisor needs to say, "I sell Viking," because what they have found, and they've been in the game for a long time, is that many advisors don't actually signal what they sell. Now, that is not a travel marketeering problem because travel marketeers, they signal what they sell. But I found it fascinating because it's so true. I say it all the time. If when a new advisor starts, if you don't tell the world that you sell travel and you assume they're gonna figure it out, I'm sorry, you're slowing your roll unnecessarily. You need to tell people, "I sell travel." So their battle cry is, "I sell Viking." So they want you to say it. They want it to, sit with you. And then when you say, "I sell Viking," then you start to make choices, to merchandise your website with what? Viking experiences, Viking ships. You wanna show that you sell river and ocean through Viking. That to me, I Viking is a brilliant marketing team, or a marketing company, I'll say. It's a beautiful product, but they know what they're doing when it comes to marketing. And I think if everyone who sells Viking or wants to sell Viking just tuned into what they're doing, you would learn some travel marketeering tips that would blow you away. And more, not even just tips, you'd have the assets and the structure to do it. So, um, I Sell Viking would be the perfect thing for somebody who has a website where they're trying to focus on selling Viking river cruises and ocean cruises. I'm telling you that it seems so silly, and you're like, Joshua, it can't be that way. I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't wanna be a used car salesperson. Uh, you don't wanna hide the fact that you sell travel. So, I love being very, very pointed in what you say around this is what I do. I help families explore the world, right? That's not I sell Viking, right? That's not that direct. But how direct is that? If I had just seen a family enjoying Paris, yes, I can subliminally, I could get that. But could you actually just come out and say it as well? That's a double whammy. Boom. I can't miss the message there. So look for the image that supports what you sell or who you serve, and let's make sure we fly some headlines over that. So I hope that was helpful. I hope everyone is thinking about images. If you are looking for images, here's another tip. Well, if you are traveling or you have traveled, um, the best ones are from your oh, my phone is filthy, guys. I'm gonna take this case off and pretend because I always put a case on my phone when I get it. I'm gonna pretend, look how beautiful and new looking my phone is because I keep it protected. Anyway, make sure you check your camera roll and see what photos they need to be horizontal, right? Which photos do you have? And which ones are they've got to be good quality. Another tip with taking photos for yourself is to make sure that you don't like when you take the picture, you physically zoom in, zoom out. You don't do the whole like I'm gonna use my fingers to zoom in because the reason why is that when you do that, yes, it will zoom in, but it does degrade the quality of the picture. At least I found it. So you're constantly, if you ever see me taking photos, I'm zooming in, I'm zooming out. It makes people terribly uncomfortable. But I take a bunch of pictures to make sure I've got options. But if you've got photos in your camera roll, look for ones that you've got good quality. It's a very clear picture. You want it to be horizontal. Those pictures you own. You can those are that's the way that you can infuse your brand into your website very, very easy. But if you don't have them, there are lots of royalty-free photo sites that you can use. And there's ones that have a very nominal cost that you can use to buy the rights to have that picture. Why do you want to buy the picture? Because you want to make sure that you have the permission to use the creative license to use that image. And it also the quality is going to be better. I find that the quality is going to be better, and it's a professional image that a professional photographer has taken. It just signals if it's the right picture, it signals you are a professional, and really for that to be the billboard of your website I would spend I think you probably get them for less than $20. $20 would be my budget on a stock photographer a stock photo, but under $20, you could have a beautiful picture that you have the rights to use, and you can use it as your hero image, you could use it as your Facebook cover, your LinkedIn cover, you can use it all over the place. Okay, so that's enough about the hero images, but Christine, thank you again for asking the question. Now ventures beyond travel. You were the I don't know who you are, because you came through as ventures beyond travel. So, good to see you. But we're gonna look at this website, and, I'm already peeking. Is that cheating? I think that's cheating. Alright, so I'm gonna pop over here. Let's see if we can get it visible. You guys can see it? Yeah, it looks like you can. Okay. So I am going to just look at this website. Okay, guess what we're seeing? We're seeing a beautiful website, good hero image. We didn't just get a still, we've got video. I love it. I love I love the video. I love that it's all pieced together. Plan great trips, go great places. I see people enjoying vacations. I think it looks quite nice. I love that you've got the self-booking tools. It People who are adding self-booking tools are definitely seeing transactions happen. It doesn't put you in the advisor role. It definitely says, "Hey, it's quick. You can book here." I think it's great to have on your website, but if it depends on your type of business, what you're wanting to do with your business. But I would love to see more of your how you advise your clients and how you work with your clients here. But I would say the hero video image, or hero video, I guess I should say, looks great. I love that you've got some promotional messaging here. I think that that's a miss on a lot of websites. There's so many promotions that are going on, especially as we're getting close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the things, the promotions around the holidays, gearing up for wave season. That's something that is pretty easy to add to your website. So love to make sure you're using your website to communicate that. Let's see. Uh, Ventures beyond travel. We do cruises, group trips, destinations. A little note about group trips, and I've said it on here, with most travelers don't necessarily think of the term groups trips or group trips. So, making sure that you spell out what, like group trips like da 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 da. Those that really does help people connect to groups. But I see from an as an insider, bleh, I can't speak today. I can tell that you do cruises, groups, and you're doing some destinations, right? Which I love that. All right, here, I love this. I would love to see this a little bit higher. I'm just saying, I'd love to see this. Um, but you know what? It's your travel curators, and I've got a beautiful photo of you guys clearly traveling, but I don't see your names here. And so now I've gotta go find your names here. I'm sure you have it. I hope you have it on the learn more. Let's see here. There we go. Founded by Baraka and Whitney. Okay, so Baraka or Whitney, whoever put this in, get those names on the front page. More people go to your homepage than anywhere else. You've got a great picture of you guys traveling. Let's see you on the front end, please, 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 please. But I do love this. I love that you've got your brands. I love this. I love this. It's a beautiful site. You guys have a beautiful site. The only thing I would say is, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Joy and Whitney. Sorry. Gotcha. The only thing I would say is I'd like to see on the front side, before you get to the self-booking tools, I would probably move those down a little bit lower. Let's get to you first. Um, Look at this. I love this. You've got your content. You're very, very focused on cruise. I love it. I love it. Here's some popular destinations. Beautiful website. And you know what? I've got to do it. I've got to sign up for your email. And I hope that you wow me beyond belief. I hope that's what's going to come. Um, let's see. Hold on. Do do do. It's trying to get connected. Um, that's not good. All right. You guys need to look at that for sure. See why it's working so hard to connect. I'm gonna pop over to your Facebook because I want to see how you're bringing it all to life. And here, look, here's a hero image, guys. It's a cover image. Um, they've got Ventures Beyond Travel logo here. I would just say, guys, I would pump that up a little bit. It's a little too transparent. And with the white background with the little windows, it's hard to see. So I'd make it a little more opaque so we can't quite see through it. And I probably would put just a line around the edges. It's called a stroke, if you're working with a designer, just to make sure it stands out from the white background. But beautiful. The only thing that would make it better for me is to see some people enjoying this beautiful destination. But I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And you've got content that's steadily flowing. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, doing a great job. Okay. Everybody watching today live, what'd you guys think of their website? I'm pretty happy. I think it's signaling. I mean, obviously the trying to sign up for the email was a little bit of a struggle, but I'm pretty happy with that. There's some great things that you can take away from that is make sure that you've got your website is really communicating you in the best way possible, right? It's supposed to be your number one salesperson. It's supposed to be the person who is selling your brand even when you're sleeping, right? So have have your story there. Bring bits of you, which these guys are doing on their social. They're doing on the website. Love that. But I would make sure that I don't look like I am. I'm going to a website that is this mega corporation, where, there's no humans, because that's the beautiful thing about working with a travel advisor. You're working with a professional, just like when you work with your hairstylist, your accountant, your, financial planner. Your advisor is the professional, and you wanna make sure that you don't take away the human to your website. Excuse me, as I'm choking. Guys, I'm having a great day. I don't know why I'm practically choking. I'm choking on the good marketing. I don't know. That might be what it is. All right, let's see what else is going on in the chat. And guys, if there's anybody else you want to do a quick flying visit to through your website, love to see it. I'd love to see if you've got a lead magnet. So if you have a PDF that you offer to people who sign up to get your emails. I would love to visit your website. I'd love to see that because there's not a lot of examples of that in the world today, and it's a missed opportunity. Remember, always add value. When you stop adding value, um, people will find it elsewhere. That I was trying to make like a brilliant tagline, and it was not gonna come out, but seriously, if you keep adding value, you are showing your expertise, you're generous, and I just believe this. It might be a little too like, "Ah," but I just believe that if you're constantly trying to add value to the world for free, it comes back tenfold. So think about ways that you can do it, but if anybody has a lead magnet on their website that you want me to take a look at and we can show the world, I'd love to see it. All right, so we're gonna go back over to the chat. Joy joining us from Central PA. Cold and windy over here. Don't I know it? I spent 20 years going back and forth between Atlanta and Philadelphia so I could go to Westchester, Pennsylvania for QVC. And man, those seasons there, yeah, it gets cold and it gets windy. And there was one time when there was so much snow that I thought I was in, I don't know, Siberia. It was amazing. But Joy, welcome. Okay, Veronica is giving us the go ahead on her website, and she said that when she was saying that her website isn't optimized, she was using proper marketing terminology. She was talking about the SEO. And those of you who are not familiar, I'll just back up. SEO is search engine optimization. Marketers throw it around all the time. But at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to get so caught up in the acronym SEO or the phrase search engine optimization. At the end of the day, optimizing your site, which is what Veronica was talking about, is about creating real content on your site that is about what you do. Every single business, every single website is doing this. They are creating content. Well, I say every, they should be. But how many of us have gone to a website for a variety of things, and all you find is the contact information and maybe an about me that's like, "Oh, we were founded on values of da 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 25 years ago," right? That is not helpful. Add value. So tell your story. Tell your story. Tell your story. Tell Royal Caribbean story. Tell Virgin Voyages story. Tell Viking story. Um, Tell your client story, share your testimonials, share your expertise. That's what I mean by adding value and adding content. So, let's see. So, Veronica, I'm gonna butcher your last name. So you're Veronica Uchi or Uche? So it's Uche Global Adventures. So I'm gonna pop over there right now. Hold on a second. Uche Global, Adventures. Ooh. Okay. I didn't mean ooh like awful. I was just meaning ooh. All right, so we're gonna pop over there. All right. So this is so the story here is where adventure meets culture. And we've got a what this is right here. You see my little mouse there, and I'm trying to make it highlight there. Explore the world. This is a button that is known as a call to action or a CTA. So, not only do travel advisors love an acronym, but marketers love it and they will make up their own acronyms at any point. So, you'll hear me say it as well as others say it. You're for everything for your websites, for your landing pages, for your emails, you always want what's the next step. So, so Veronica gets them to her website and what do they do next? What does she want them to do? Now, of course, as a human being, I know that I can continue to scroll. I can go and dig a little deeper, right? If I want to. But if you've done it right, and right is a little subjective, but if you've got it really dialed in, I might just land on this page and want to hit that button. Today, Veronica, I'll be very honest with you. I I'm not ready to hit that CTA. I'm not ready to hit that button. And here are the things that I'm going to tell you that I don't see that I think would be very easy because I can tell the structure of the website's good. So I know you can make these changes is where adventure meets culture. You know what that means. I know what that means. Most of your travelers are not there yet. So what do you mean by that? I would show that. I would make sure you show people enjoying exploring cultures, not just destinations, right? Cultures. Is the adventure like thrill seeker adventure, or is it the journey into exploring different cultures and really immersing yourself in those cultures, right? And I hear you. You're probably sitting there right now, and you're like, "Well, if I found the picture that did all that, I would have already put that there." I get it. I get it. And I don't want to overcomplicate it. Of course, we want a picture that conveys that or a video that conveys that. But I just want you to think about those things. What does culture really mean to you? And I say this because Kara, who is watching in Minnesota with her jacket on, her business is focused on cultural experiences. And I remember a few years ago, I was looking at her website. Kara, I hope you don't mind that I'm bringing this up, but I commended her on her focus, her niche, right? Because one of the things that I learned joining the travel industry is just because you go on a trip or a cruise does not mean that you're going to have a cultural experience. Like you're going to learn about cultures because a lot of them you don't. You go to beaches and that's it. Um, and I thought that was a miss because I enjoy people, and the way they do things. My favorite vacations are kind of jumping in to people's lives, not in their bodies. That sounded like the body snatcher. I felt like I was going there. No, I enjoy actually going and doing things and seeing what it really feels like. To live in this town on right beside the sea in the Mediterranean, and what does your day look like? And let me jump into that. I love that. So that, to me, that's cultural. And I remember her. She had built a beautiful website, lots of content. But I remember her talking about specific, and I'm not gonna remember the details of it, Kara. I'm sorry, but I remember her talking about different I don't want to say parades, but there were different festivals in different destinations that she was so in tune to. um and I thought, gosh, that's brilliant. But I remember at the time, I didn't see that depth of knowledge. I could hear it when she talked to me. the passion, her eyes lit up, and I'm like, "This is where your magic is," right? And not only, connecting travelers who want to do these things, but, it actually knowing and you care about this, right? I needed to see that on her website. And I'll say she has done a brilliant job of showcasing what that cultural experience is, for people who don't know her yet, who don't get to have that conversation with her. So, Veronica, what I want you to do is I wanna think about what what cultural travel and adventure, uh, what all these components mean, and find some images, in particular, especially culture. I need to see some people in this hero image for sure, for sure. Now, I'm gonna click on the CTA because I wanna see what's behind door number 1, okay? Okay. So you go right to the contact page, okay? And this would be what we refer to as your inquiry page, right? You're trying to capture the people in, and you want to communicate with them. So let me point out something. And guys, this is something that so many people do on their website, right? They've got the call to action, right? And what does Veronica want us to do? She wants us to make contact with her, okay? So when I click on this, it doesn't tell me what you want me to do. It does say contact, I'll give you that. But Veronica, here is your opportunity to shine. I wanna see your face there, or if you've got any other team members, I'd love to see, like, a team shot if you've got a team, or if it's just you, I'd love to see you, and I'd love to for you to not just have a contact form, for you to have "Let's get to know each other. Hey, let's chat." Start to be a little more informal with this. And then also have some text just right here, some copy. Those are the words that sell. That's a very marketeering term, a marketing term to use. Have some copy there that says, "Hey, the how we can get started is let's get to know each other, right? And give me some information here, and I will contact you as soon as possible, and I can get to know you and how you want to create adventure, exploring culture." I really that's not my best work there, Veronica, but I'd love to see that. I'm excited about where you're gonna take this because and I have a feeling this is Veronica here being all sassy. Is this you? I think it might be you. Um but I think you've got a beautiful framework to work with on your site. I think there's just some little changes. Okay, here, top destination of 2025, Nassau. Nassau. Okay. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm reading this. This picture right here in this story, I'd love to see you move that up. I wanna see the human. I wanna see the human in you. I wanna see the human in you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Veronica, for letting us go to your website. Let's see what we've got going on in the chat. Love to go to more. Again, if anybody has a lead magnet, a downloadable on their website that we can look at, I'd love to see that because having one of those is so easy to create. And easy for you to connect. If you're a member of WorldVia, you can use why can't I remember it? Email Plus. You can create conversion points with Email Plus. So let's see what you got. All right, Kimberly, this she's answering my question about what happened at World 25. She said, "I don't remember exactly, but it sparked an idea. My tagline is explore the world one adventure at a time. I want to have my main page have links that say explore the world by sea, by land, etc." I love it. That's fantastic. Kimberly, it's okay. And I can see I don't know why the font ended up being uh, uh, orange on this. I'm going to turn that to white to make it a little easier to see. See, bear with, guys. Bear with. It's a process. It's not a. There we go. All right. Look at me, just like editing things on the fly. Alright, so you don't remember what sparked the idea, but you thought, "Hey, explore the world one adventure at a time," and she wants to show that she does sea, she does land, etcetera. I think that's a brilliant idea. Here's just a little tip, and it's something that I actually just spoke to, my marketing team about, is don't get so clever with the text and kind of the structure of what you want to unfold. I know this sounds terrible, right? Like don't try to be a brilliant marketer. Just don't. No, that wasn't my point. So here's an example I can give you, a real example I can give you. So my team was creating an email where they were giving a free downloadable, and pretty cool too. It was definitely gonna be a very, very cool tool. But they were so clever and cute with the subject line of the email that would communicate the special offer that you couldn't tell what the email was about. At the very end of a very long email subject line, it said, "Download your free copy." Okay, let's think about this. When you go into your email, you most of the time you're looking on your phone, so there's just like this much space. The rest of the line, the subject line is truncated. So not even the full cleverness was even visible. And most definitely, download the free tool was not even, was not gonna be visible. So, I said I could see what they were doing. It was so clever, I wanna give them a little
Yeah, girl.
because it was good, but the theory behind it was excellent. However, the application of it, it was not gonna work for them. So they're now making those changes. So I would just say, especially when you're building a website or any kind of marketing piece, make sure that you're using your visual cues to communicate what does "by sea" mean, and then, make sure that we don't have to go there's not too many clicks to get to the brass tacks of what you're talking about. So that's just a little bit of advice. I know you don't remember what sparked the idea. I know you're gonna work on it, and I'm excited for you because sometimes even when we're creating taglines for our businesses, we there's such a great idea that we have, and it means so much to us, and then the average person is like, "I don't even know what you're talking about here, and I'm not going to spend any time figuring it out." And that's a harsh reality, right? We've gotta be really, really clear in what we're communicating, and make sure that it appeals to a very broad audience in terms of being able to understand it. They can figure out if you're who they wanna work with or you do the things that they want to do, but you don't wanna be so clever that it only hits for a very, very small percentage of people. You wanna make sure everybody can clearly understand what's going on. So that's just a tip based on, the real moment, I'm in right now. Alright, so Lachelle, what a beautiful name. Hello from Houston. It's Houston. I have trouble with that, Lachelle. You might not know that I have trouble with the name of your city. Um, Still working on building my website. I wish I had taken more pictures from previous travels so I could use them now. Lachelle, I totally get it. And let me give you some advice. There is a platform that I use and my team uses for stock photography. I'm going to spell it for you because I don't actually, I can pull it up here, can I? Hold on one second. Envato. Um, so it's a subscription model site, and it's called. Hold on. I got to make sure I'm switching. All right. So the site is called elements.envato.com, or I'm sure if you just searched Envato, you'd be able to find it. So you can get video, you can get photos, you can just search for, let's see, I want to look for eating ice cream in Rome. Okay, let me show you this. Um, all right. I don't know that these are signaling Rome, but we definitely got the ice cream track, right? So I can look for photos and let's see. Is there anything that screams Rome? I'm not necessarily seeing it, but, I don't know, there's some cool pictures here, depending on what I was trying to do, but you can find a lot of photos that are, professionally taken or even that are done, that someone has taken for their social media, but they're licensed, so you can get the license to use these photos, and I search everything that I might need. I search for, you could say older couples, holding hands, walking along the Seine, right? And I will find photos. Some of them are great, some of them are not, right? But you can go through and you can pick. I use a monthly subscription that gives me so many downloads each month. I mean, I'm doing a lot of marketing content, so I keep them. I use a lot of what they've got. But I'm just saying, if you regret that you have not taken those photos of different destinations, think about the things that you might have wanted to take photos of and where it was, and I bet you'll find some photos, maybe even better than what you took on Envato, and it's not a ridiculously expensive site. It's for, designers and marketers, so it's got a lot of stuff there, but, depending on what you have access to me, this is the source that I would use for the content I needed if I didn't have that stuff. And then now that you know, you will always be taking photos. You'll be always taking pictures, right? And hopefully, as many photos as you take like this, you also turn the camera around and take some of you to make sure that we can see you in, destination, because that is a beautiful thing. All right, guys, popping over to the chat. Love, love, love. Let's see. Jamie, hello all. Made it home to the cabin in Montana last night. Ooh, look at you having it. Oh,
Yeah, girl.
I wish I were there. Well, I don't wanna encroach on your space. I'm just saying I wish I got to go to a cabin in Montana. Uh, okay, let's see. Joy, you said, "I would love, you to take a look at mine. It is still a work in progress. Need to finish the main service page." Okay, well, drop it in. I'd love to see it if you want me to take a look at it. Um, okay, so it was Whitney. Whitney, from oh, Beyond Venture Beyond Travel, sorry. Whitney, I know I this is what happens when I go live on YouTube and Facebook, is people are logged in as their business page. But Whitney, thank you for, putting your website up. I hope that was helpful. I hope you, got some notes, and I'd love to see, let me know, email me, guys, joshua@worldvia.com. I would love to see the progress of your website and your online presence, and just you know what? I'm gonna emphasize that online presence because I spend a lot of time talking about websites because that's what most of you say you struggle with or you don't like about your marketing. Christine, how many years have we been going on about your website and you being frustrated with it? And now you got a rockin' website. But I'm just saying, we talk about it all the time. Everybody struggles with their website, but I want you to think beyond I want your online presence, your conversion points. I don't know why I'm having a trouble speaking today, but I want to make sure that you not only have a beautiful website and you have a beautiful social media that you're posting content on, but you've got these reasons for people to become known to you. Maybe you have 50 people visit your website a month. Can we get 10 of those people to join your email list, right? From your email list, you can grow beyond. But if you've got 50 people going to your website and you're getting nobody's email address, how can we get their email address? That is key to growing your business. So, anyway, I hope you got some notes from there. Let's see. Joy said, "I had this website before, but now I'm niching down to families with kids in the autism neurodivergent or in the okay. That's the with autism neurodivergent kids. Wow, I cannot speak. So I'm trying to get more." niched down. Okay, well, Joy, I can't see your website yet, but I'm sure you're getting to it. Anne said, I don't have a hero image, just a background with text. Thanks for your education on this. And all day, every day. This is what I do. This is what I love to talk about. And you are not alone. There are so many websites that the skeleton is fantastic. And then there's just we need to change out this picture. We need to make the CTA a little stronger. The little tiny tweaks that can be beautiful. They can make them beautiful websites. So do not worry about. Um, Let's see. Oh gosh, I learned the very hard way losing an Antarctica expedition cruise with Viking booked by current clients on their own. Sheesh, still crying over that one. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm glad that you can laugh about it. But you're going back to the "I sell Viking," and that's their mantra to for advisors who sell Viking, alright? You've got to say it or people don't know it, and I'm actually you know what? I'm gonna send the clip of this to Viking because we got into this conversation, and, I have mad respect for their company because of how structured everything is, and sometimes some advisors are like, "No, I need a little wiggle room." But no, the structure is good because when you have structure, you can be creative, you can be consistent. It's a beautiful thing. But when they came out with when they were talking to me and they said, "We need people who want to sell Viking to say, 'I sell Viking,'" right? It was such a simple message that everyone can get behind, and you ran into that. You didn't signal that you sell Viking, and you missed out on, of all things, Antarctica. That is, for those of you who don't know yet, an Antarctica trip is a high ticket trip. It is that is a bucket list item. It's something that, many people have on their list. Maybe they don't know how to do it, they just know they want to do it. It's expensive. There's details that, someone who is educated and is in the know on selling Antarctica is so sought after. And, not only, could Anne say, "Hey, I sell Viking, but I am your Antarctica expert." Doesn't mean that that's the only thing that Anne does, but it's something that, those people who are looking for Antarctica to do Antarctica, to know that you know how to navigate it, mm, that is there's some power there. And guys, if you do sell Viking and you don't know Antarctica that well, there's training for that. There's so much training for that. There's so much knowledge that you can glean from the community. You don't have to lead with the Antarctica story. That can be you can have blog content, you can have sub pages on your website, you can have social media content that's signaling Antarctica every once in a while. It doesn't even need to be a main story. It just needs to be there. It needs to be a part of what you get to talk about. And more importantly, to signal, "Hey, I sell Viking." For if that's your space, make sure you're doing that. That feeds into so many different worlds, right? Oh, and I'm sorry you had to learn the hard way, but I am so glad that you volunteered that information. Um, Let's see. Veronica said, I am just learning about vertical versus horizontal photos for social media. Thank you for adding that because you know what? When you start to I'm sure you experienced this, right? When you got clued into it, you're now probably even consuming social media different. You're like, "Oh, that video was a vertical video, not as wide, tall," right? And that is your TikTok videos, your reels, those are all vertical videos. And then you go on YouTube, you don't want the vertical videos, you want the horizontal videos, right? So think about the platform you're on and think about the best way to capture the content. Vertical videos are fantastic for point of view. Like this is what I'm looking at, or even selfie style, right? Like here I am. But when you're designing, it's probably always best to have a horizontal video to image to work with. Um, let's see. Oh, and Whitney shared, I pay a monthly fee to use freepick.com, but I would love to find a resource that is travel specific. Whitney, I haven't found one that's travel specific, but I'll tell you that Envato that I was talking about, that one is one where for years now across worldvia.com, Worldvia Travel Network, I have been able to find images that just are top notch for destinations that I had never even heard of before. Because not only do they have the professional photos, but they have so much social media content that's available for the licensing. So I'm getting photos of travelers or from travelers who are in destinations that I needed images for. So it's worked really well for me. So that's awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Christine said, I wonder if sites offer the carousel and video. I like it. Yes. So Christine is talking about WorldVia's sites, website builder. Yes. Christine, let me know if you need help working on that. And if I can't help you with it, I know some people who can. Yes, it does. Let's see. So Kara is chiming in on a beyond Ventures Beyond Travel. Definitely showcases your cruise specialty and expertise. Yes, yes, I love it. And Whitney, you're getting some kudos about your website. Let's see. Oh, Lachelle's got a question specifically. Let's see about, can you expand more on the advice to move their About Us section further up? I would have thought promoting the travel would have rated higher. Lachelle, I am glad that you asked. So let me pull up Whitney's site. Hold on one second. Oops. Boom, boom, boom. Um, and Lachelle, I hope that in our time knowing each other, that you are going to find that I'm pretty consistent. So you're going to hear the same things from me all the time. But here's something, if we don't know each other that well, that I want to share with you. So I have been a marketer for donkey's years, okay? And when I went to school, we only used the internet for AOL. So I'm telling you, I've had to learn as the years have gone by. In the last 8 years that I have been working with agency owners and travel advisors, I've learned a few things because I do believe that success leaves clues, and I am a professional clue picker upper and sharer. Okay, so that's something that we'll always be doing in travel marketeering. So, the thing that I have picked up over the years is most advisors when they start their business, they've gotten their LLC, they're a corporation, they're a business. They might not have a massive network of people they're connected to or an audience that they're connected to, but they are giving life to a business. Okay, so they might not have, like I said, they might not have a big audience of their own, but now they've got to get an audience for their company, right? And they hide, not hide, that's not a good word. They're not like scared. They're just treating the company with respect and building this company to, be an institution, right? Well, most are solopreneurs, and their passion, like when I was just talking about Kara and her passion for cultural experiences and travel, that is the magic. That's the secret sauce, because there is only one you in the galaxy. You are the differentiator. Your passion is different from Whitney's passion, different from Kara's passion. You might have some similarities, but we're all very, very different human beings, right? But when we create companies, we're very prone to taking all the personality away. So, Lachelle's personality is not in the company, okay? And I'm not saying that yours isn't. I'm just saying this is what I've seen over and over again. So, I see websites that could also be OTAs, online travel agencies. There is zero personality. They could look so polished. They could be the most high performing website, so easy to discover. when you're searching. I mean, all the brilliant things, right? They just be brilliant, right? But there's no human connection. The passion that Whitney has, Kara has, that Veronica has, that you have, we don't see it. You are maybe you have that story, the about us story, and it's maybe a very detailed story, right? Maybe you have that where you have to click to go get to it. But you people have goldfish attention, like seconds. When that website loads up, they can see a beautiful site. If the image isn't exactly what they're looking for, they can just bounce, right? Something I've seen over and over again, success leaves clues. The advisors that have a tendency to have the very beautiful image, and I'm gonna pop over to Ventures Beyond, right? This is beautiful, right? This looks extremely professional, right? But who this could be anybody's website. It isn't until I get down here and I see Whitney's picture that I'm like, "Oh, this is who I'm working with. This is who I get to work with. Ah, okay, so this is a beautiful website, looks very professional, very polished. It's got all the things, but I get to work with this human being." That has over and over again won. So if they've got a bigger story to tell, I will go and click on it. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to put the whole about us story right here, but what I would think would change the way this website performs is to just get, even if they don't get their whole photo above the fold, which is before you scroll, even if they don't get their photo, the whole photo, even if I could just see like, let's see, just like that. Actually, if you just took this section so I could clearly see cruises, groups, destinations, and then I saw, wait a minute, your travel curators, and oh, there's looks like human beings. And then I just scrolled a little bit, boom, that's great. And then I want to learn more. I want to hear, hear and actually learn more is also it kind of separates the human who's scrolling from the human that would be I'd get to work with, right? I'd almost want to say, hear our story, or like just make that even more personal. Um, and I'd make sure that when I landed on here, maybe this hero image is a picture of them traveling, right? I just want I want your users, the unknown users who come to your website, I want them to be able to see you, because when they see you, they there's something that happens. There's an old study that was done about photography in ads, and we're going way back to magazine era, right? And they did this study, and I want to say it was babies, and they had photos of babies uh, not looking to camera. So, baby, I'm a baby, right? And then they had babies looking to camera, being like, right? The the photos where the baby was looking to camera, so essentially looking at the person viewing it, got the recognition, got the awareness, got the purchase. So that's something that humans want to connect with humans. So whenever you can put in it, your whole website doesn't have to be covered in your photos, right? But their photo as a couple, it sells me on them and working with them. And that's when I call, when I submit an inquiry, or if they have live chat on their website, or I schedule a call with them to do a consultation, I know who I get to work with, and it's a human. It's not making me think like I'm going to get a random operator somewhere, like a lot of online travel agencies, right? The power is in you, and you just want to make sure that people don't have to dig too far to get to it. So it's not about taking the whole about us and lifting it up. It's about making sure that we get to the humans as fast as possible, the humans behind the business. So I hope that helps, Lachelle. I'm really glad that you asked the question, though, because I know that I was excited to see the promotions on their site, but I was more excited once I saw who the humans were, and I want to just I take exactly what they've done on their website and just kind of reconfigure it a little bit. Whitney, I hope that helps. That was a lot. Let's see. Oh, Kara, thank you. Kara is saying, "Hey, can you give me an updated website throwdown?" So guys, and you guys go over there too and sign up for Kara's newsletter as well because I want you to. I've worked with Kara ever since I've been in the travel industry. Isn't that interesting? Uh, I just think she is a remarkable human being and a phenomenal business owner. So hold on a second. Let me get her site up. Okay, look at this, guys. You got to see this. Okay. Um, okay. And look at this. Oh, so when I went to the website, I got to see the website. There she's got stories, upcoming events. Look at that, guys. You can search her website. Do you know what? Even if she only had a one-page website and she had a search feature, what did that just signal to you? It just said, "Oh my gosh, this is a site where there's a lot going on here. If she's got a search here, I bet she's got so much content, aka value on this site. She must be the expert, right? Love it. So after a few seconds, she's got a pop-up that comes up, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying because I hear it all the time. "Oh, aren't pop-ups awful? Nobody wants a pop-up." Guys, if you don't put a pop-up on your site, you are foolish. I am sorry. I have tested this over and over in different industries, and the pop-ups work. Don't make them. If you were around for the web in the late 90s, pop-ups were everywhere and they were obnoxious. Have one pop-up that is clearly communicating value, but you will definitely see people sign up or use the thing. Yes, incorporate pop-ups for sure. Okay, so start your next adventure. I'm going to just read this, Kara. By signing up, you'll receive weekly emails filled with expert destination insights, upcoming events, and tips to help you stay ahead of travel trends. Plus, you'll get instant access to my exclusive free guide. I don't read well. My top 5 destination for immersive travel, perfect for kickstarting your next adventure. I promise to not overwhelm your inbox. You'll receive just one thoughtfully crafted email each week, packed with valuable information. Kara, girl, oh, I'm so glad this is here, but you kinda did what I was just talking about with the email where it was so clever, everything was in the front, and then I couldn't tell that there was a free guide at the end. Here's my advice for this, and I'd love for you to test how many people have signed up for your emails, before, and then when you make this change. Okay, you're burying the, instant access to my exclusive free guide, my top 5 destinations for immersive travel. Um, I wanna see the cover of that, and if you don't have a cover, quickly make one in Canva that just makes it's a book, right? Have that title there. You don't even have to write it all out because you can just put it on the cover, right? Have that cover image say, "Get instant access to my exclusive free guide," and then they see the title of the book, right? Then shorten up how much there's a lot of copy on this. Shorten it up a little bit. You're giving good messages, right? Some of it you can just put in the confirmation email that comes after, but at the end of the day, lead with get the free guide and then get my email goodness, right? And you could just bullet it. Get the insights, destination insights, events and tips. Just travel trends, right? Make it so easy that I don't even need to read the whole thing. All I want to do is sign up. Okay. I'm going to sign up for this right now. I have these little pop-ups with my passwords and stuff. I mean, it doesn't actually say my password, but I also wonder, well, Kara, you're getting a little personal here with my birthday. I'm not even going to do all that now. I'm not going to tell you what year I was born. Jeez. I don't even know if the calendar will go back that far. All right. So I'm not even a year old. Look at this. Thanks for signing up. Hey there. And then we get to see Kara. I love that. Okay, so Kara, I'm gonna back up one more. I'd love to see your picture on this pop up next to the book, the guide that you created. Because when I sign up, I get to meet you for the first time. Warm me up a little bit and say hello first. I'm just saying. But brilliant. Thank you for having that. All right, so we've got a lot of content. What did I say about SEO, search engine optimization, not only for the search engines, but also for AI? AI feeds on content. I see a lot of content here. Again, Kara, I would bring you up a little higher. I just need to see you and your baby. Just it doesn't need to be all over the place, but I feel like we need to get to it a little bit sooner. Like, I'd love to see you over here or, maybe just down here at the bottom. It doesn't need to be the main story, but right now, this is such a professional site that it actually looks like a media site. So I'm not sure that there's a human behind here, and there is a human, a great human, a phenomenal force, and I want to see her here. But I love that there's so much content that you've bolded some things, travel advisor, what my clients say. I just this site has come so far. I can't give you a full website throwdown. I mean, I really, really love what you've done here. And keep on going, keep on going, keep on making it better, 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 better. Um, but I love what you do. Look at her. Here she is doing some stuff. A private tour of an organic coffee farm in Colombia had us peeling veggies for our lunch. Guys, she's talking the way what she talks about for travel or what she's focused on in travel is culture and experience, doing things, right? These types of pictures so helpful, and if she didn't have the photos, her clients could send her the photos, right? Or fake it until you make it. I'm sure you could go to use a tool like Envato and find photos of these types of experiences, and many of our partners who offer these types of experiences, they have images like this. Show, don't tell. That is gonna be my mantra until the day I die is show, don't tell. Make sure that you've got the examples. Just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. All right, I wanna make sure I can get through the chat before we finish here. Okay, so Whitney asked, "Can you provide an example of a good lead magnet?" So I loved Kara's because it was her guide, right? And this is something that and use a tool like Avia, which is the WorldVia AI partner that can help you create content, or you can use tools like Perplexity, Claude, ChatGPT. Use them to help you craft. If you're not a writer, use them to help you craft. But a good lead magnet really to me is just an expanded blog of the things that you like to talk about. So the people who are not writers that struggle when it comes down to create a guide, create a downloadable, right? Like they're just I'm throwing things out and they're like, I just don't want to do it. The thing is they'll say, no, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to do here. And the thing is you do. You know what you're passionate about, and I bet you could look at emails that you've sent to clients or people who have inquired, about traveling with you, that you could give those to an AI partner and say, "Hey, I need a 10-page guide or, an ebook," and it will help craft the story, and you can tweak it. But I would look at emails that you have sent where I bet you have detailed so many things and you're like, "Oh my gosh," and maybe you even cut and paste that email because you get those same questions. That's the perfect indicator of a good lead magnet for you. What is unique to you? And it doesn't mean that no one in the world has these thoughts, right? Or this expertise. It doesn't mean that. It's the things that you are knowledgeable about that you're constantly being asked or you know that you share with a client that's going to travel that will make a difference in their experience. So the when someone says, "I don't know what to write," I will ask him things like, "Well, why do you focus on selling cruises?" "Oh, well, because I cruised when I was younger with my grandmother, and I mean, cruising has come a long way since then. But I just feel like you can travel with your whole family, and everybody feels they feel together, yet everybody can do different things. And the ships have so much going on that nobody gets bored. Everybody can find what they want to do. To me, I just find that it's the true vacation. And some people go to theme parks for vacation. Well, they go on theme park trips, and then they'll get on a cruise at Port Canaveral, and that's the vacation because that when they're at a theme park, they've got to go, they've got to Instagram, they got to do all the things, right? And then it's only when they get to go on the cruise that they get to vacation. Okay, that was a lot coming at you right now. But that's the kind of stuff that just because you know it, don't assume that everyone else knows it. And I hope that even though I'm not necessarily a cruiser, I hope that all of a sudden you saw some things that maybe you didn't, or you heard me say some things that you didn't think of, or maybe it sparked your curiosity. That's the stuff that makes a good magnet, a good guide. And what you're doing is you're showcasing your expertise in a different way. You do it on social media, you do it on your website, you do it in person. It's just a different way. And there's having a downloadable, having a document that you created, and it doesn't have to be pretty. I would encourage you to make it pretty, but I'm just saying to start with, take an email that you've written over and over again, build it into more of a long form story, put it in a Word document, save it as a PDF, and that's your start. And then you can go and tweak it and make it more beautiful later. Then you can also make a video where you tell the same story. It doesn't have to even reference the guide, but it's helping you create content. Those are really powerful things to use as conversion points on your website. So, wow, I felt like I went to church on that one. Can I get a TM, guys? Can I get a TM for travel marketeering? Because I feel like I just went to church on that one. I know that every single one of you watching right now, even if you're just getting started, you've got a downloadable in you. You've got an ebook. You've got even just here's my 10-point packing list for when I travel with my young children, right? And this is what keeps me sane. This is what keeps me sane when I'm traveling with my husband, right? And then they go and they put they put the I allow for plenty of space. We don't go through the TSA at the same time because we drive each other crazy. Like, we'll be fighting before we get on the plane. I'm not saying I'm speaking from personal experience, but I'm just saying, right? But those are ways to capture the personality, right? And don't worry about is your style going to turn people away? That's the whole thing about like trying to be everything to everybody. You can't be by planting your flag firmly in the ground. Remember, there's only one you in the galaxy. So plant your flag firmly in the ground and make sure people can see who you are and what you do. Your tribe, you'll find your tribe. They'll come to you. I promise you, they'll come to you. It's when you are too people hide behind being a perfectionist. That's perfection is just procrastination, right? Go, do, be, and learn from that. Okay. All right. I need to stop preaching here. Anyway, I do see I got some TMs for that. Guys, we are at the end of our time today. I hope you had fun. I hope there was a couple of moments of aha, maybe, maybe a couple of TM exclamations. I don't know. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that everyone, even businesses that have been around for donkey's years, are working towards building their story or refining their story. So wherever you're at is absolutely okay. Don't be stressed out about it. The only thing I'll always tell you is get going, just make a start, then get smart, and then get good, okay? Because too often we hold back from publishing the blog article, posting the social media post, publishing our website, right? getting those business cards. Guess what? If you hate your business cards in 3 months, it's not that expensive. Get some more, right? You're not going to ruin it by getting going. You're getting it going so you can get smart and get really good at it. So, look at your foundational items. Your website is your hub on the web. You need that storefront. People need to be able to find you. They need to be able to validate who you are, what you do. You totally need to make sure that your email sign up is there. You've got a way to collect email addresses. Once you have that, then create those downloadables. And you know what? You just need one to get started. And then you'll find it's so easy, so powerful, you'll want to do more. And then those things can go on your social media as value that you're adding to the conversation with your audience. It just keeps the momentum keeps going. Okay, I'm here for you. I am so grateful that you joined me to watch this, and I hope that you did get some value out of it. If you got any questions, please email me, joshua@worldvia.com. I am happy to help or get you pointed in the direction of someone who can help you better than I can. If you are going to be at Cruise World, I hope to see you on Thursday, I think is when I get to speak. But I will definitely be at the WorldVia Travel Network booth in the exhibitor hall. So stop by, say hi. I'd love to see you. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful weekend and take care of yourself so we can take care of each other. I'll see you real soon. Bye.